Hello YouTube, this is Hunter Surge here with another day of Moonrise reveal reactions, talking about the cards, all that fun stuff. I'm really excited about today's reveals. We have no creator reveals, but we do have the reveal of Tornadjinn, the Ascension of Wien, which got revealed by Coder a few days ago, which I'm very excited about. I like that card a lot. And there's a lot of other cards in here that I really like. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first up, we have Corvishine Skull. This card is made for me. This card's my best friend. So, in other card games, I love decks that interact with the graveyard, the underworld, the discard pile, whatever it's called in that game. I love those sorts of decks. I love toolboxing. I love my discards having more meaning to them. I love all of that sort of stuff. I love having like continuous access to a specific card. If I'm willing to pay the cost, it makes one of text feel a lot more fine. I love that stuff. It's my favorite stuff in card games. I love to do that stuff. Corvishine Skull is thus a card made for me. Corvishine Skull is a 2/4 1 Lunar Spirit Elestral that when it receives one or more Lunar, you can foretell 3 and exchange a foretold card with a card in your underworld. The new card becomes foretold. So this has a ton of applications. So first up, this is good for the cow deck because it goes, okay, I'm going to take the soul stalks that I have in my underworld and I'm going to exchange it with something in this foretell and thus guarantee that soul bell is going to proc and is going to special send. That's really cool. Other applications, Ectoplasm and also the Blistrix stuff. That will also proc if you take it from the 3 foretold and exchange it and put it into the underworld to exchange for something else because it is going from the deck to the underworld. Very cool. Very awesome stuff. And then just the general applications of this allows you to have continuous access to any card in your underworld that you might need to recur. It's a lot better at that job than Keon is, embarrassingly enough. And this is just a really solid receiver. Unlike Corvishine, who is just kind of jank Astrabbit with worse stats, this is doing it is still giving you your foretell 3, and it's not getting you a card to your hand, but it's like doing something that, doing something very unique that Astrabbit is in no way able to replicate. And that's very, very nice. This is a really good receiver. I like this card a lot. I was struggling with building Lunar Nexus with some ratios because like Thera Heart specifically is a card that like I could see myself wanting multiple copies over the course of the game, but I'm not sure if I want to run multiple copies of it. Corvishine Skull is really nice because Corvishine Skull goes, okay, you only need the 1 copy because by the time you need another copy, Corvishine Skull is going to be able to come down and get back access to it, and receivers are good in a divine rune based strategy anyways. So like that makes Altar profitable in the deck. Like lots of good stuff there. Lots of very, very nice stuff there. Very happy about this card. I like it a lot. Okay, then we have Kryp Taurus. I would note that with Kryp Taurus, we only have 1 Lunar Elestral left to be revealed. That would be Bandaloon, which is going to be Reverse Stellar in one of the Reverse Stellar that you can pull from one of the starter decks. So Kryp Taurus is a 2/4. It gets +2 for each time you foretold this turn. You can expend 1 Lunar in order to foretell 3 and add any number of Lunar Elestrals that cost at least 2 spirits foretold this way to your hand. So this is a cool card. I don't think it's actually going to be that good, but it is able to hit like a 5 stat pretty easily, but like it's not going to have that stat line defensively most of the time, and it doesn't like get as high as easily as Taurus does, so it's like much worse in that way. The foretell to grab an Ascension is pretty cool. I am pretty fond of that effect, but like I don't think you're going to be running enough Elestrals for this to be really valuable. So I don't know about this card. It's cool. It's cool, and I could see it seeing some play, but I think it's probably just not good enough. Of note, though, it is a Golem and a Spectral, so it is searchable by both No Stone Unturned and Co-Malice. Alright, now let's talk about the real shit. So we've got Wenjin. Just reviewing this real quick. Wenjin is a 3/1, 1 wind spirit Elestral. When it receives 1 or more wind, you can name a card, then foretell 3. If 1 or more cards with that name are foretold this way, you add it to your hand, and then special send into Tornadjinn from your hand or deck. Very cool card. Basically turns First Light into a guaranteed special send. Like a specific rune special send combo, much like Rock and Hard Play stuff. And we are getting another Solar Elestral in this set that directly special sends off of First Light being activated while it's on the field. So that lines up very, very nicely. Like, you can run this with that card, which is a Cockeray, I believe. And Soul Bell, which also effectively needs First Light to guarantee its special ascension. To just have like 3 different guys that are going to special ascend off of First Light. And that's pretty nice. I'm liking the concept of that deck a lot. And of course, Lunar Phase, you can, like, with like 18 to 20 Lunar Phases in your deck, you basically go foretell 3. I have an 85 to 90% shot of hitting a Lunar Phase and triggering this effect to get Tornadjinn. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. So let's talk about what Tornadjinn actually does. This is already like a powerful effect. Like, when you hit, you draw, you go +1, and then you special ascend. But what is Tornadjinn? Tornadjinn is an 8/2 wind solar Elestral. You can expend a wind or solar in order to search your deck for 3 cards with different names. Add 1 at random to your hand and shuffle the rest into your deck. So this card is like really good. This card's really nice, and it 8 attacks stat line on a special sender from deck is really good. That's a really good stat line. Now, the weak point is obviously its 2 defense. However, it has a built-in way to supplement that, which is you expend a wind or a solar and get to search your deck for 3 cards with different names. So what do we do here? I think what we do is we name 3 different counter runes, and we guarantee ourselves a counter rune. I think that's what we do here. It's very awesome. Very cool. And if you're running, like, solar decks tend to like Temple of the Sun anyways to shore up their stat lines. So if you have a the wind or the solar stadium out on the field, this gets up to a 9/3. Which is very important stat line for this case, because you want to get it out of range of Cryoblast if you can help it. So that's very cool. I like this card a lot. I think this card is very, very good. Like, all I needed Wenjin, because Wenjin was already just a really solid special send. Just a really good special sender because of Lunar Phase existing as a deck in the game. But Tornadjinn turns it into okay, I am now going to just sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But basically, like, Tornadjinn just has like a really good effect on top of that. Like, being able to guarantee yourself a counter rune, all of which will be like pretty decent quality, is really good. And I don't think you reveal which one you got to your opponent, which is really awesome. I do believe you have to reveal the 3 cards because you have to prove that they have different names. But I don't think you reveal which card gets randomly added, which is real funny. And then, of course, there are applications beyond that. Like, say in the Lunar Phase deck, you could go like Ambrosia, the mini Ambrosia, and like something else to like get some recovery, stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of really nice applications. So one thing to bear in mind with the Lunar Phase application of Wenjin and Tornadjinn is because it's different names, I am pretty sure you can only pick 1 Lunar Phase for the 3 cards you are selecting. But that's still going to be really, really good. This is still just a really, really solid card. I like it a lot. I think there are going to be several good applications for this card. Its stat line is super nice. Yeah, there's just a lot of good stuff happening with this card. I like it a lot. good ass cardboard. And then we're not done. We have more underworld recursion. Woo! Let's go! Let's go! So this is Helioss Slumber. This is a new Solar Rune. It is a counter rune. You target an Elestral in your underworld and put it on top of your deck. So this card's pretty cool. I'm not sure how good this will be, but it does seem pretty cool. This is a cool way to like set up your foretels. This is another way to set up your foretels. Similarly to First Light. Also lets you generically just recur any Elestral you want. The possibility of building a deck that's like, okay, I'm going to run 3 Snowstone and Turn as well as the 1 Novelith. And also I'm going to run Helioss Slumber and Corvishine Skull. I will have multiple Lavaliths and you will have to deal with it. That's very funny to think about. This card's pretty cool. I like this card. Oh, you know, it would be real funny if I like ran this in Cryo Rhino and used it to put a Cryoburn back in my deck so that I could special send again with Cryoling. That's real funny. I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being like somewhat real. This card's real cool. Could be really good for the Blistrix deck. To set up Blistrix on top of your deck, since it doesn't care about being a Solar Elestral specifically, unlike First Light, so you are able to do that, unlike the erroneous plays I was saying in the previous video. This one is legal, because Helioss Slumber does not care about being a Solar Elestral specifically. However, the one really weak point on this card is the fact that it's a counter rune. The fact that you have to wait a turn before you can flip this up and use this effect is not great. However, for the cases where you are trying to line up a specific Elestral in hand for your next turn, that isn't too big of a deal because you can just flip it up as soon as it passes to your opponent's turn, or just wait as long as you feel the need to, which is pretty cool. Yeah. I like this card a lot. I think this card will probably have some decent applications. It might be a bit too do nothing to actually end up seeing play. We'll see. We'll just have to find out. But I think this card's real cool. I like this card a lot. I'm really biased towards underworld recursion. Like, you might not be able to tell it by the complete lack of the underworld recursion stuff in my Cryo Rhino lists, but underworld recursion is the reason I started playing Frost to begin with. It's just that I found that the underworld recursion tools weren't quite good enough. But these feel like some very strong underworld recursion tools. Very cool cards. I like them a lot. Yeah, that's going to be it. With that said, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully we see the rest of the Blistrix line, because I really want to find out what the rest of that line does. But with that said, this is Hunter Surge, signing off.